First contact and cultural clash. The massive alien ship loomed over Earth, its sleek curves gleaming in the sunlight. Humanity held its collective breath as the first transmissions came through. After centuries of wondering if we were alone in the universe, we finally had our answer. The Galactic Confederation, as they called themselves, was an alliance of advanced spacefaring species. They had come to evaluate Earth for potential membership. What they found both fascinated and disturbed them. Admiral Zixera, a towering insectoid creature with iridescent wings and compound eyes, stood before the United Nations Security Council. Her mandibles clicked as she spoke, her words translated by an advanced "ah." "We have observed your species for some time," Zixera began. "Your technological progress is impressive, but your social structures concern us. You wage war constantly, risking your lives for abstract concepts like freedom and justice. It's unsettling." The human representatives exchanged glances. Dr. Sarah Chen, Earth's lead diplomat, stepped forward. "Admiral, we appreciate your concern, but conflict has driven much of our progress. We've learned to channel it constructively." Zixera's antennae twitched. "But at what cost? Your disregard for personal safety is alarming. We've seen your soldiers charge into battle. Your explorers venture into the unknown. Your scientists risk their lives for knowledge. Don't you fear death?" A murmur rippled through the human delegation. Dr. Chen smiled softly. "Fear death. Admiral, death is a part of life. We respect it, but we don't let it paralyze us. Our mortality drives us to achieve great things." The alien delegation buzzed with agitation. Zixera's wings fluttered, a sign of distress. "This is unprecedented. All sentient species we've encountered have an innate fear of death. It's a crucial evolutionary trait that ensures survival." "Perhaps," interjected General Marcus Stone, a grizzled veteran with more scars than skin. "But humans have evolved beyond mere survival. We thrive in the face of adversity. Death is but one more challenge to overcome." The aliens recoiled at his words. Zixera's compound eyes seemed to darken. "You speak of death so casually, General. Have you no reverence for life?" Stone's weathered face creased into a grim smile. "On the contrary, Admiral, we revere life precisely because it's finite. Every moment is precious because it could be our last. That's what pushes us to explore, to create, to love fiercely." The concept seemed to shake the aliens to their core. They huddled together, chittering in their native language. Finally, Zixera turned back to the humans. "This revelation is troubling. Your species is unlike any we've encountered. Your potential is immense, but so is the danger you pose. We must reevaluate your candidacy for the Galactic Confederation." Dr. Chen stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. "Admiral, we understand your concerns, but judge us by our actions, not your preconceptions. Humanity has faced extinction many times, through war, disease, natural disasters. Each time, we've emerged stronger. Our disregard for death, as you put it, is our greatest strength." Zixera's antennae quivered. "You misunderstand, Dr. Chen. It's not just your attitude towards your own mortality that concerns us. It's the implications for how you might interact with other species. If you don't fear your own death, what's to stop you from disregarding the lives of others?" A tense silence fell over the room. General Stone broke it with a sharp laugh. "With all due respect, Admiral, that's a hell of an assumption. We don't fear death, but we value life, all life. Our history is full of humans sacrificing themselves to save others, even members of different species. Hell, people risk their lives to save animals every day." Dr. Chen nodded. "The General is right. Our lack of fear doesn't equate to a lack of empathy or respect. If anything, it makes us value every life more, because we understand how precious and fleeting it is." Zixera seemed to ponder this. Her wings settled, and her posture relaxed slightly. "Your perspective is unique. It will take time for us to fully comprehend. But I sense no deception in your words. She turned to her delegation, conferring quietly for a moment before addressing the humans again. We propose a series of trials, tests to demonstrate your capabilities, your values, and your potential as members of the galactic community. Will you accept this challenge? Dr. Chen looked to her colleagues, receiving nods of agreement. She turned back to Zixara with a determined smile. Admiral, humanity has never backed down from a challenge. We accept. Zixara's mandibles clicked in what might have been approval. Very well. We will devise 3 trials. They will test not just your physical and intellectual capabilities, but your moral fiber as well. The stakes will be high. Success could mean membership in the Confederation. Failure, isolation. General Stone stepped forward, his scared face set in grim determination. High stakes are what we live for, Admiral. Bring on your trials. As the meeting adjourned, tension hung heavy in the air. Humanity stood on the brink of a new era, facing challenges beyond anything they'd encountered before. But in the faces of the human representatives, there was no fear, only determination, curiosity, and a fierce will to prove themselves. The aliens watched them leave, their compound eyes tracking every movement. They chittered among themselves, a mix of apprehension and fascination in their alien tones. They had come to Earth expecting to find a primitive species struggling to reach the stars. Instead, they had found something unprecedented, a race of beings who faced the universe unafraid, ready to leave their mark on the cosmos. As night fell over the United Nations building, lights blazed in offices and conference rooms. Earth's best minds worked tirelessly, preparing for the trials to come. In labs and military bases around the world, humans pushed themselves to the limit, honing their skills and testing new technologies. They knew the eyes of the galaxy were upon them, and they were ready to show the universe what humanity was truly capable of. The challenge begins. The sun rose over a changed Earth. Alien ships hovered in the skies of major cities, a constant reminder of humanity's new reality. In New York, London, Beijing, and beyond, humans went about their daily lives under the watchful compound eyes of their extraterrestrial observers. At a remote facility in the Nevada desert, Dr. Sarah Chen and General Marcus Stone stood before a diverse team of Earth's finest. Scientists, soldiers, athletes, and thinkers from every corner of the globe had been assembled for humanity's greatest test. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Chen began, her voice steady despite the weight of responsibility. Today we face the first of 3 trials set by the Galactic Confederation. The future of our species hangs in the balance. But remember, pressure creates diamonds, and humanity has always shone brightest when challenged. General Stone stepped forward, his scared face grim but determined. The first trial is a test of physical endurance and adaptability. We'll be transported to an alien world with an atmosphere barely breathable to humans. Our task is to retrieve an artifact from a highly secured facility. We have 24 hours. Murmurs rippled through the assembled team. Dr. Chen raised a hand for silence. We've prepared as best we can, but we're stepping into the unknown. Trust your training, trust each other, and above all, remember what we're fighting for. As if on cue, a shimmering portal opened behind them. Admiral Zixara stepped through, her iridescent wings folded neatly behind her. Are you prepared, humans? General Stone met her compound gaze unflinchingly. We were born ready, Admiral. Zixara's mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. We shall see. Step through when you're ready. The clock starts now. One by one, the human team entered the portal. As they emerged on the other side, they found themselves in an alien landscape that defied description. The sky was a sickly green, twin suns beating down mercilessly. The air was thin and acrid, burning their lungs with each breath. Captain Maya Ortiz, a seasoned Special Forces operator, was the first to recover. Masks on, people. Let's move. The team donned their specially designed breathing apparatus and began to survey their surroundings. In the distance, a massive structure loomed, their target. As they began their trek, the alien environment threw challenge after challenge at them. Gravity fluctuated wildly, making each step a gamble. Strange, crystalline plants erupted from the ground, spraying caustic spores. Winged creatures with too many eyes swooped overhead, their cries piercing even through the protective helmets. Hours passed. The team pushed on, their bodies straining against the hostile world. Several members collapsed from exhaustion, only to be carried by their comrades. No one was left behind. Halfway to their goal, disaster struck. A massive tremor shook the ground, opening a chasm that split the team in two. On one side, Dr. Chen and half the scientists. On the other, General Stone and most of the military personnel. "We need to turn back," shouted Dr. Yuki Tanaka, a brilliant physicist. "The odds of both groups succeeding are astronomical." But General Stone's voice crackled through their comms, resolute as ever. "Negative. We press on. 2 paths, double the chances of success. Failure is not an option." Dr. Chen nodded, though fear gripped her heart. "Agreed. Stay in radio contact. We'll rendezvous at the facility." The two groups forged ahead on parallel paths. Dr. Chen's team used their scientific knowledge to navigate the ever-changing landscape, analyzing and adapting to each new threat. General Stone's group relied on their military training, tackling obstacles with strategic precision and raw determination. As the alien facility came into view, a new challenge emerged. Hovering drones patrolled the perimeter, armed with weapons that could disintegrate matter in seconds. The humans had been forbidden from bringing weapons, leaving them seemingly defenseless. But humanity's greatest weapon had always been its mind. Dr. Tanaka quickly rigged up a device from their scientific equipment, creating a localized EMP burst that disabled the drones. Meanwhile, Captain Ortiz led a daring acrobatic maneuver, using the fluctuating gravity to launch team members over the facility's energy barrier. Inside, the two teams reunited, battered but unbroken. They fought their way through automated defense systems and labyrinthine corridors, each challenge met with ingenuity and unwavering resolve. Finally, they'd reached the central chamber. There, on a pedestal, sat their prize, a small, unassuming cube that pulsed with otherworldly energy. As Dr. Chen reached for the artifact, a hologram of Admiral Zix's era appeared. "Impressive, humans. But tell me, why do you persist? Many of you are injured. Some may die from exposure to this environment. Is this trinket worth your lives?" General Stone stepped forward, his breathing labored but his eyes burning with intensity. "It's not about the artifact, Admiral. It's about proving what humanity is capable of. Every person here knew the risks, and they came anyway. Not because they don't value their lives, but because they value the future of our species even more." Dr. Chen nodded, adding, "We don't chase death, Admiral. We chase life, in all its wonder and possibility. The universe is vast and full of dangers. If humanity is to survive and thrive among the stars, we must be willing to risk everything." Zixara's hologram flickered, her alien features unreadable. "You've succeeded in retrieving the artifact, though your methods were unexpected. But the true test was your reasoning, your willingness to sacrifice for a greater cause. It is not what we anticipated." The hologram vanished, and the chamber began to shake. A new portal opened, beckoning them home. As the team stumbled back to Earth, carrying their wounded and clutching the hard-won prize, they knew this was only the beginning. 2 more trials awaited, each sure to push humanity to its limits and beyond. But as they emerged into the Nevada sunlight, greeted by cheering crowds and astonished alien observers, there was no fear in their eyes. Only determination, pride, and a burning curiosity for what challenges lay ahead. The first trial was over. Humanity had taken its first steps towards the stars, and the galaxy would never be the same. Humans pushed the limits. The aftermath of the first trial left Earth in a state of cautious celebration. News of humanity's success spread like wildfire, igniting a sense of unity and purpose not seen since the early days of space exploration. But there was little time to rest on their laurels. The second trial loomed on the horizon, promising to test humanity in ways they could scarcely imagine. 2 weeks after their return from the alien world, Dr. Chen and General Stone stood before a holographic projection of Admiral Zixera in a secure facility beneath Geneva. Your performance in the first trial was unexpected. Zixera's mandibles clicked softly. You demonstrated physical resilience and adaptability beyond our initial assessments. However, the next challenge will test more than your bodies. It will probe the very essence of what you claim makes humanity unique: your minds and your morality. Dr. Chen leaned forward, her eyes sharp with interest. We're ready, Admiral. What's the nature of this trial? Zixera's compound eyes seemed to shimmer. You will be presented with a series of complex scenarios, moral dilemmas, if you will. Your responses will be monitored and evaluated. But be warned, these are not mere simulations. Your decisions will have real, far-reaching consequences. General Stone's scared face remained impassive, but his voice carried a hint of steel. Real consequences. You're putting lives at risk for a test. All of existence is a risk, General, Zixera replied coolly. The Galactic Confederation deals with decisions that affect billions of lives across countless worlds. If humanity wishes to join our ranks, you must prove you can handle such responsibility. As the hologram faded, Dr. Chen turned to Stone, her expression grave. We need to assemble a new team. Ethicists, philosophers, leaders from various cultures. This isn't just about military strategy or scientific knowledge anymore. Stone nodded. Agreed. But let's keep some of our heavy hitters from the first trial too. Something tells me we'll need all the perspectives we can get. Over the next few days, a diverse group was assembled. Religious leaders sat alongside secular ethicists. Military strategists debated with peace activists. Scientists and artists found common ground in their quest to understand the human condition. When the day of the trial arrived, the team found themselves in a vast, featureless white room. As they watched, the blank walls shimmered and transformed, immersing them in the first scenario. They stood on the bridge of a massive starship. Through the view screen, they could see a densely populated alien world. Alarms blared as a holographic display showed a massive asteroid on a collision course with the planet. A voice, not Zixera's, but equally alien, filled the room. You have the capability to destroy the asteroid and save the planet. However, doing so will drain your ship's energy reserves, leaving you stranded in space with only 72 hours of life support remaining. The team burst into frantic discussion. Save millions of alien lives at the cost of their own, or preserve themselves in the hope of helping others later. Dr. Amira Khalil, a renowned ethicist, spoke up. We can't weigh our few lives against millions. We have to act. But Captain Ortiz, veteran of the first trial, countered. If we die here, we can't help anyone else. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, but what about the potential of the few to save many more in the future? As debate raged, Dr. Chen noticed General Stone standing quietly, his eyes closed in deep thought. General, your input would be valuable here. Stone opened his eyes, his gaze sweeping across the team. In my years of service, I've learned one thing. There are no easy answers, but there is always a choice. We choose to act, knowing the consequences, because that's what makes us human. We save that planet. The decision made, they watched as their virtual selves destroyed the asteroid, saving millions of lives at the cost of their own power reserves. But as the scenario faded, they found themselves not stranded and dying, but back in the White Room. More scenarios followed, each more complex than the last. They faced decisions about allocating limited resources between warring factions, choosing whether to share advanced technology with less developed species, and grappling with the consequences of interfering in the natural development of alien civilizations. Through it all, the human team demonstrated not just intelligence or strategic thinking, but a unique blend of empathy, adaptability, and principled decision-making. They didn't always agree, but their debates were passionate, nuanced, and ultimately productive. In one particularly grueling scenario, they had to decide whether to allow a dangerous but potentially transformative experiment that could revolutionize faster-than-light travel, but might also rip apart the fabric of space-time. Dr. Tanaka, the physicist, argued passionately for proceeding. The potential benefits to all spacefaring races are incalculable. We must take the risk to progress. But she was countered by Padre Esteban, a Jesuit priest and exobiologist. Our responsibility is not just to progress, but to preserve. We are custodians of the cosmos, not its masters. As the debate intensified, it was a young artist, Zara Okoro, who proposed a solution. What if we proceed with the experiment, but in phases? We test at a small scale first, in a contained environment. We progress cautiously, ready to stop if we detect any signs of danger. Her proposal was met with thoughtful nods. It was a uniquely human approach, ambitious yet cautious, innovative yet responsible. As the final scenario faded away, the team found themselves face to face with Admiral Zixara once more. The alien's expression was unreadable, but there was a new tone in her voice, something almost like respect. "You have completed the second trial," Zixara announced. "Your responses were illuminating. You did not always choose as we would have, yet your reasoning was sound. Your ability to balance competing interests, to make difficult decisions while still preserving your core values is remarkable." Dr. Chen stepped forward. "Admiral, throughout these trials, we've demonstrated not just what humanity is, but what we aspire to be. We don't claim to have all the answers, but we're committed to asking the right questions and facing the consequences of our choices." Zixara's antennae quivered slightly. "Indeed, you have given us much to consider, but do not celebrate yet, humans. The third and final trial still awaits, and it will test you in ways you cannot imagine." As the alien's hologram faded, the team exchanged glances. Tired but determined, they had faced physical challenges and moral dilemmas. Whatever came next, they would face it as they had faced everything else. Together, with courage, creativity, and an unwavering belief in the potential of humanity. The universe had thrown its best at them, and humanity had not merely survived, it had thrived. But the greatest test was yet to come, and the fate of Earth hung in the balance. Alien realization and turmoil. The completion of the second trial left the human team exhausted but invigorated. They had proven their moral and intellectual mettle, demonstrating a capacity for complex decision-making that had clearly impressed their alien observers. However, as they prepared for the final challenge, an unexpected development threw everything into chaos. Dr. Chen was awakened in the middle of the night by an urgent call. Admiral Zixara's hologram flickered to life in her room, the alien's usual composure noticeably shaken. "Dr. Chen, we have a situation." Zixara's voice trembled slightly. "Our monitoring of your planet has detected a threat, one we believe you are unaware of." Fully alert now, Chen sat up. "What kind of threat, Admiral?" "A rogue asteroid, Dr. Chen. On a collision course with Earth. Our calculations show impact in less than 72 hours. An extinction-level event." Chen's blood ran cold. "Why? Why are you telling me this? Isn't averting this kind of disaster against your non-interference protocols?" Zixara's antennae twitched erratically. "Normally, yes, but your species, you've challenged many of our preconceptions. We find ourselves conflicted." Before Chen could respond, another voice cut in. General Stone patched into the call. "With all due respect, Admiral, why don't you just destroy the asteroid for us? You certainly have the capability." "We do," Zixara admitted. But that would negate the purpose of these trials. We need to see how you handle this crisis. It will be your final test. As the implications sank in, Chen and Stone exchanged a look of disbelief through their holograms. The fate of humanity now hung in the balance, not in some simulated scenario, but in cruel cosmic reality. "We'll need all the data you have on the asteroid," Chen said, her mind already racing. "And we'll need to alert world leaders immediately." Zixera nodded. "The information is being transmitted now. Good luck, humans. The galaxy is watching." As the alien's hologram faded, Chen and Stone sprang into action. Within hours, an emergency global broadcast had alerted the world to the impending danger. Panic erupted in some quarters, but overwhelmingly, humanity responded with a unity of purpose that astounded the alien observers. The team that had faced the previous trials was quickly reassembled, joined by leading experts in planetary defense, astrophysics, and aerospace engineering. The United Nations Security Council chamber became their war room, screens displaying the incoming asteroid's trajectory and a countdown clock that seemed to move far too quickly. Dr. Tanaka, bags under her eyes from sleepless nights of calculations, addressed the room. "We've analyzed all possible options. Given the asteroid's size and velocity, nuclear weapons won't be enough. We need something more powerful." "What about the alien tech we recovered in the first trial?" Captain Ortiz suggested. "Could we repurpose it?" Chen shook her head. "We've barely scratched the surface of understanding it. There's no time to reverse engineer a solution." As debate raged on, Zara Okoro, the young artist who had provided crucial insight in the second trial, spoke up. "What if we're thinking about this the wrong way? We're trying to destroy the asteroid, but what if we could move it instead?" Her words sparked a flurry of new ideas. Dr. Tanaka's eyes lit up. "A gravity tractor. If we could launch a massive spacecraft to fly alongside the asteroid, its gravitational pull could alter the asteroid's course just enough to miss Earth." "But we don't have a spacecraft of that size," General Stone pointed out. "No," Chen said slowly, a plan forming. "But we have something better. We have every spacecraft on Earth." The plan that emerged was audacious, borderline insane, but it was their only hope. Every space-capable nation would launch every available rocket, satellite, and space station component. These would be assembled in record time into a massive, makeshift spacecraft, powered by an experimental fusion drive that had been in development for deep space missions. This cobbled-together Leviathan would be humanity's gravity tractor. As the plan was put into motion, the alien observers watched in amazement. They saw nations that had been bitter rivals just days ago working in perfect harmony. They witnessed humans pushing themselves to the brink of exhaustion and beyond, driven by a collective will to survive. The launch window was tight, a single chance to get their gravity tractor into position. As rockets blazed into the sky from every corner of the globe, humans held their breath. The assembly in orbit was a ballet of precision and desperation, astronauts working feverishly to construct their planet's last hope. In the final hours, as the massive spacecraft maneuvered into position beside the incoming asteroid, the aliens made an unexpected move. A transmission came through from Admiral Zixera to the UN war room. "Humans," she began, her voice filled with an emotion that defied easy translation. "You have faced this crisis with a courage and unity we did not think possible. Win or lose, you have proven yourselves worthy. We offer our assistance, if you will accept it." Chen looked to Stone, then to the assembled leaders of Earth. The decision was unanimous. Chen turned back to Zixera's hologram. "We appreciate the offer, Admiral, but this is our fight. Humanity will stand or fall on its own merits." Zixera's compound eyes seemed to glimmer with something like respect. "Very well. We will bear witness." As the final moments ticked down, the eyes of every human and alien were fixed on the screens showing the asteroid's approach. The makeshift gravity tractor, a testament to human ingenuity and determination, held its position, For agonizing hours, there was no visible change. But slowly, imperceptibly at first, the asteroid's trajectory began to shift. Cheers erupted across the globe as the impact projections changed from direct hit to near miss. As the asteroid passed safely by Earth, missing by a margin that seemed both terrifyingly small and triumphantly large, humanity let out a collective breath. They had faced extinction and emerged victorious, not through fear, but through cooperation, innovation, and an indomitable will to survive. In the aftermath, as celebrations erupted across the planet, Admiral Zix appeared once more before the UN Assembly. Her posture was different now, no longer the aloof observer, but a fellow sentient being filled with newfound respect. Humans, she began, her voice resonating with genuine emotion. You have completed your trials, though not in any way we could have anticipated. You have shown us something we had not thought possible, a species that does not cower in the face of death, but stands tall, using the very fact of your mortality as a driving force for greatness. She paused, her alien features somehow conveying a sense of profound realization. We came to judge you, to determine if you were worthy of joining the galactic community. But in doing so, we have discovered that perhaps it is we who have something to learn from you. As Zixera's words hung in the air, Dr. Chen stepped forward. Admiral, throughout these trials, we faced challenges that pushed us to our limits and beyond. But that's the essence of humanity. We don't just survive, we strive. We reach for the stars not in spite of our mortality, but because of it. General Stone nodded, adding, every human lives with the knowledge that their time is finite. It doesn't paralyze us, it drives us. To explore, to discover, to leave the world better than we found it. Zixera's antennae quivered in what seemed to be agreement. We see that now. Your species has the potential to bring a new perspective, a new vitality to the galactic community. If you are willing, we would be honored to extend an invitation for Earth to join the Galactic Confederation. As cheers erupted in the chamber and across the globe, humanity stood on the brink of a new era. They had faced the ultimate test, not just of their technology or their morality, but of their very essence as a species, and they had emerged stronger, more united, ready to take their place among the stars. The future that awaited them was uncertain, filled with wonders and dangers beyond imagination. But whatever the cosmos had in store, humanity would face it as they always had, with courage, curiosity, and an unshakable determination to forge their own destiny. A new galactic order. The days following Earth's acceptance into the Galactic Confederation were a whirlwind of activity and emotion. As alien ships descended openly on major cities across the globe, humanity experienced a paradigm shift unlike any in its history. The knowledge that we were not alone in the universe was no longer an abstract concept, but a tangible reality. Dr. Sarah Chen found herself at the center of this new world order. As one of the key figures in humanity's trials, she had been appointed as Earth's first ambassador to the Galactic Confederation. Standing on the observation deck of a massive alien vessel in orbit around Earth, she gazed down at the blue marble that was her home. Quite a view, isn't it? General Stone's gruff voice came from behind her. Makes you feel small and big at the same time. Chen nodded, turning to face her old friend and ally. It's overwhelming. Everything we've worked for, everything we've dreamed of. It's all changing so fast. Stone's scared face softened into a rare smile. Change is what we do best, Sarah. It's why we're here. Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of Admiral Zixera, accompanied by representatives from various alien species. The diversity of forms and colors was staggering. Crystalline beings that shimmered with internal light, amorphous entities that seemed to defy physics, and creatures that looked like they had stepped out of Earth's own mythology. Ambassador Chen, General Stone, Zixera began, her mandibles clicking softly. The Galactic Council is assembled and ready to formally welcome Earth into the Confederation. But first, we have a request. Chen straightened, her diplomatic training kicking in. Of course, Admiral. How can we assist? Zixara's compound eyes seemed to shimmer with an emotion Chen was learning to recognize as excitement. We would like you to share your perspective on death with the Council. Your species' unique relationship with mortality has intrigued many of our members. As they made their way to the Council chambers, Chen felt the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. She wasn't just representing Earth now, but the very essence of what made humanity unique. The Council chamber was a vast amphitheater, filled with beings from across the galaxy. As Chen took the central platform, she felt countless alien eyes upon her. Taking a deep breath, she began to speak. Esteemed members of the Galactic Confederation, I stand before you not just as a representative of Earth, but as a voice for humanity's perspective on one of the most fundamental aspects of existence, our mortality. She paused, looking out at the sea of alien faces. For us, death is not just an end, but a catalyst. It gives urgency to our lives, purpose to our actions. We create art that outlasts us, build monuments that stand for generations, and pursue scientific discoveries that push the boundaries of the known universe. As she spoke, images from Earth's history and culture were projected around the chamber. The pyramids of Egypt, the plays of Shakespeare, the first steps on the moon. We do not ignore death or cower from it. We acknowledge it, we face it, and in doing so, we transcend it. Our limited lifespans drive us to achieve greatness within the time we have. We love fiercely, dream big, and take risks because we understand the precious nature of our existence. The chamber was silent, alien beings leaning forward in rapt attention. But make no mistake, Chen continued, her voice growing stronger. Our acceptance of death does not mean we devalue life. On the contrary, it makes us value every moment, every connection, every achievement all the more. We fight to preserve life, to extend it, to improve its quality for all beings. She gestured to the images of Earth's natural wonders, its biodiversity, its people. We are the guardians of life on our planet, stewards of our world. And now, as we join the galactic community, we bring this perspective with us. We offer not just our technology or our resources, but our unique way of viewing the universe. As Chen concluded her speech, the chamber erupted in a cacophony of alien sounds, the equivalent, she realized, of applause. Zixara stepped forward, her antennae quivering with emotion. Ambassador Chen, you have given us much to contemplate. Your species' perspective is refreshing, invigorating even. I believe I speak for the Council when I say that humanity's inclusion in the Confederation will bring about changes we had not anticipated, but now eagerly await. In the days and weeks that followed, the impact of humanity's entrance into galactic society began to ripple outward. Earth became a hub of interstellar cultural exchange. Alien artists came to study human creativity, fascinated by the urgency and passion in Earth's art. Xenobiologists flocked to the planet, amazed by the diversity of life that had evolved under the pressure of constant change and adaptation. But it wasn't just aliens coming to Earth. Humans, with their insatiable curiosity and adventurous spirit, began to venture out into the cosmos. They joined alien research teams, pushing the boundaries of scientific discovery. They mediated conflicts between species, their unique perspective on life and death offering new solutions to age-old problems. 1 year after Earth's acceptance into the Confederation, Dr. Chen stood once again in the Council chamber. This time, she was there to propose a bold new initiative, the Galactic Exploration Corps, a multi-species team dedicated to pushing the boundaries of known space. We humans have always been explorers, she addressed the Council. We've crossed oceans, scaled mountains, and reached into the depths of our own world. Now we want to take that spirit of exploration and combine it with the knowledge and capabilities of all our new allies. The proposal was met with enthusiasm. Many species, long settled in their ways, found themselves invigorated by humanity's boundless curiosity and determination. As the Galactic Exploration Corps launched its first mission, with teams of humans and aliens venturing into uncharted regions of space, Admiral Zixera approached Dr. Chen. "You know, Ambassador," the alien said, her voice tinged with amusement, "when we first encountered your species, we thought we were coming to judge you, to determine if you were worthy of joining us among the stars." Chen nodded, remembering those tense early days. "But now," Zixera continued, "I realize that it is we who are learning from you. Your species has brought a new vitality to the Confederation. You've reminded us of the wonder of existence, the preciousness of life, and the importance of facing the unknown with courage and curiosity." As they watched the exploration ships depart, their crews a vibrant mix of species from across the galaxy, Chen felt a sense of pride and hope. Humanity had taken its place among the stars, not by conquering or by cowering, but by embracing the very thing that had always defined them: their unique relationship with life, death, and the endless possibilities that lay between. The universe was vast and full of mysteries, but with their newfound allies and their indomitable spirit, humanity was ready to face whatever challenges awaited them. They had proven themselves not just worthy of joining the galactic community, but capable of leading it into a new era of discovery and understanding. As the ships disappeared into the depths of space, Chen smiled. The greatest adventure in human history was just beginning, and the entire galaxy would never be the same.